Holding it down, holding it down. Thank you so much for her. And everybody that preceded that show. We're talking about the Good Morning Kofifi show. We're talking about the pastors. We're talking about the breakfast show. And everybody just culminated to this point.
Everybody
this hour
that
of
is
the young people.
contributing.
Yes.
To,
now we
the
are
revelations.
And now we are here to give you nothing but the greatest in content, the greatest in music, the greatest in, just the radio, what we call it, radio vibes.
Can we say the chillery?
The chillery.
The chillery of the hour of the young.
Yes.
The chillery, hashtag, whatever you want to call it, but it is going to be the greatest
Most def.
hour of your life.
Most def. We're talking about your environment. We're talking about you staying in a place that does not feed you anymore.
That doesn't serve you.
That does not serve you anymore.
And I think it's important for it to do that. Otherwise, I am not a master.
Yes.
And you need to be the master. You need to be served in order for you to feel established, satisfied if you must, to grow. So it's important for you to be aware of your surroundings, the people that contribute to that, the everyday. I think of it as a Lego block.
Okay.
If there is a 4 square and there's now a 6 square, it doesn't necessarily correspond. So you need to keep those building blocks aligned with the dream. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Most def.
That's what's up.
And these are our social platforms where you can get us.
It is Facebook. On Facebook, it is Kofifi FM 97.2. Twitter at Kofifi FM 90_97.2. And on Instagram, of course, we got you guys. We know that the IG is out here, wants to follow us. So we are at Kofifi FM 97.2. Alternatively, you can SMS us on 071-425-9577. Give us a call. Why don't you? We are really, really looking forward to hear from you on 087. How about that? Sorry, guys. 087-2300972. with it in your head. That was Kelly Rowland featuring Pharrell Williams with Over and Over. And before that, we had Mr. Usher with Mole Cotton. But just a quick fact on Kelly Rowland, rather. This is interesting and I think very aligned with what you're about to say, Elias.
Right.
She is married to Tim Witherspoon. He's also her manager. She is growing. She is gaining value. She is worth 20 million. And I think happier than ever. You see it. She's glowing.
Yes.
You know? So she is definitely aware of her surroundings. She definitely comes from a dark place. I mean, the song she released 2 years ago, Bad Habit. Is it Bad Habit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dirty Laundry. Dirty Laundry.
Kwaito.
Bad Habit is from the Destiny's Child album. I apologize. So she's definitely in a much positive place now, I think, because she has awoken to her surroundings. And she's soaring. You know?
Funny enough, a couple of weeks back, we were talking about this, me and Lexi, about what happened to TLC. Is it TLC?
Yes.
Yeah, it was TLC. Yeah.
You got that right.
What happened to TLC? The split and seeing Beyonce, flourish in her own right, and the other third partner.
You're speaking about the other group. Destiny's Child is
Destiny's Child, boy. So you're also wrong. In my wrong, you are wrong.
I thought you were speaking about TLC.
Done. All right. It is a Tuesday. Triumphant it is. And what's the time? 25 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. Now, what do we do in Triumphant Tuesday? If you're listening, for the first time to the show and you happened to stay glued in, probably you were listening to the song Mole Cotton and you just stayed.
You are intrigued.
So, in terms of Triumphant Tuesday, we tell a story and narrate that story according to different perspectives.
Yeah, we
generalize it in terms of where we find ourselves as young people, and in that we seek to empower, motivate, and uplift you as a young person. That is the motive. As we always do. That is the motive of the KYC each and every day when we rise up these mics, put on our headphones, and just go at it.
Lean with it, rock with it.
There we go. So today we're talking about eagles and chickens. What do they have in common?
Only but feathers.
What is it that differentiates them? And I think at the end of the program, end of the show, you'd have to ask yourself as well: are you an eagle or are you a chicken?
Definitely.
Neither is actually better than the other, but it is imperative for one to understand who you are.
Well said.
And I think that is very important to understand and know who I am. Whether you're a chicken or an eagle, better to be an eagle or better to be a chicken, you will decide. Now, here the story goes. At a time, there was a family of chickens, just gazing around, minding their own business, doing what chickens do in a chicken day. So an eagle had lost its egg. And the chicken mother felt that, let me protect this egg.
Yeah.
Since it is something similar that I have birthed before. So it took the chicken under its own care and then, had to go and sit on it and until that egg hatched. Funny enough, when the egg hatched, it was an eagle.
Full-fledged.
I needed a full-blown
Excuse
eagle.
the pun.
Fully fledged eagle, yes. It grown as big as an eagle would grow. It was different, from how the chickens were looking. So they actually knew that, he is not actually our type.
He's not one of us.
He's not one of us. So then the life goes on and they had to get to a point where, because he was growing much more strong and much more bigger than they were, and they perceived that he could at one point overrule them.
Yes, they grasped it
as
he grew.
Yes,
okay.
So they had a caucus meeting, as the chickens. They had a caucus meeting and
no pun intended.
They had a caucus meeting when they sat together and said, what? We need to keep away from this eagle the knowledge that he is an eagle. And in him, he possesses the much greater power than we do as chickens. He has the ability to fly, the ability to have what we call the strongest vision that ever a bird. It is one of the strongest vision that any bird has. That is of an eagle.
So basically, the eagle is the lion.
The eagle is a lion in that regard. Context, in that regard. So then they had continued, and then at one stage, as it is with all human beings, when you are seated in an atmosphere, in an environment for too long, you conform to that environment.
Definitely.
So it saw itself as a chicken along the way. and it settled into that.
Because that is how it grew up.
At one day or another, they were playing around, chilling, playing all eagle and chicken games. The eagle had gazed up and saw the mother eagle flying in the air with, poise and all the agility that an eagle could have. And it had this desire in itself that, what? One day I would like to do that. I've never, jumped and flew into the air and had such an experience. I desire to have that.
And I think it was also his inborn, they say it wasn't even second nature to him. It was something that he was born with.
That's in
there. So
he
identified with it. Although he was a chicken in his mind at the time, he identified more with the soaring of the eagle.
Yes. But funny enough, look how the mind can be shifted. Even if you have the ability of an eagle, but you have been trapped in the environment of chickens, you will never operate fully as an eagle because all that you know is
quack,
chicken
quack, quack,
things. There we go. That's all that you know. I think that's a duck, by the way.
It sounds the same. Oh, if it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. But I understand what you're saying.
But nonetheless, when you find yourself in an environment that is not conducive of your talents, of your skills, of who you really are.
It doesn't serve you.
It does not serve you. And that is what we're talking about as young people. We grow into these environments as youngsters. We want to please our friends. Ons dra almal Nikes mos. So I'm in that crew of the Nike crew.
Hey, Baba.
So I find myself in there, but there's nothing really that's feeding who I am as a young person. So I get myself hanging around with friends that does not really talk to me or talk to who I can become. So only because of the association of we are birds, but we are not of the same feather. So I just chill around with you guys at times, and I do not really, and I trap myself in that regard of not going anywhere and flourishing in my life.
Can we say that we are all born in the hood, but all not hood-minded?
There we go.
Is that a better?
We can
more
say
bring
that.
it home
We
in
can
that
say
regard
that.
because
we can say that.
some of us at the age of 6 are dreaming about going to New York City. Others, Lesito Land.
Sure.
E.g., let us be real.
True
KYC,
that.
man.
True that.
Holla at your girl and boy. It is Nicole with E on 071-425-9577. Get us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Lean with it, rock with it.
Began Dwele on the background. Find a way. Find a way.
Find it. So calm.
Find a way. The first song I clearly forgot. I'm
Hayley
not going
Smalls.
to lie for you. Hayley Smalls?
Hey, this guy. Why don't you love me, Hayley Smalls?
I love you. I love you
just
after
made
that.
me- you know when English fails you, you are trying to be grammatically correct.
And then it just fails you again.
I meant to say correct.
That was a good example for it. Nonetheless, we are back 19 minutes before the hour of 3 o'clock. It is the KYC, Kofifi FM 97.2, the frequency that you are dialing on at the moment. We're talking Triumphant Tuesdays, and we just narrated small and a short story
Yes.
about an eagle and a chicken. And at the end of the show, you will decide then where you find yourself. Like we said, we are not comparing the two in terms of
Who is more dynamic?
yeah, who's more dynamic?
Dynamic?
Hey! Dynamic and agility of the two. But in terms of finding and understanding yourself, where it is that you place yourself and understanding who you are. You might be the chicken, you might be the eagle, but I guess it is imperative because if you find yourself to be an eagle and you do not have the strength and the qualities of an eagle, when life then hits you at the time when you are in the air and you can't have the responses that an eagle would have, you're going to fall flat on the ground.
Survival of the fittest, I think.
There we go.
And it is not necessarily a bad thing for you to be a chicken.
Uh-huh.
Babes were levels. There are levels to these things.
Sure.
So if you are a chicken, you have the potential to become mother hen in that regard. It's not bad that you are a chicken. However, just understand the distinction between an eagle and a chicken, and in your own right, capacitize yourself, live to your full potential, and don't deny yourself of something that you could possibly maximize.
Now, talking about, environment, how is it bad or what makes it bad for you to find yourself being an eagle and living in the environment of chickens? And we're making this analogy because, I think it is easier to understand. Or being an A-class person and having to walk around with F-class people.
Yes.
I think it robs from you the potential that you might exude as a person.
Yeah.
The potential that you might push towards. There's an analogy that was made, and I was listening to this clip in the morning at gym, that it's a pack of friends, and this guy says, I was working so hard in the pack of my friends, and I was the first one in that. I with everything that we're doing, I was the one who was financially stable. I was the one who was, I was great in that group. But I found that I was doing nothing in comparison to what the others were doing, because the people in my group were actually not doing anything.
Yeah.
So I am comparing myself with people that are not doing anything.
So it's maybe not that great.
Until you find yourself in the league of people that are at your level.
Definitely.
You see, so it is imperative that, when you want to stretch, and the same thing, I can make an analogy of gym. When you want to become bigger and greater and,
like those clouds walking around in gym with the big muscles.
Yes.
Picking up the weights.
If you want to be at that level, you can't gym with someone that is lower than you in strength.
Yes.
Because you are always going to succumb to accommodate him. And that is the other thing again with being in the level of people that are not at your strength. Not like-minded. You are always wanting to accommodate them. You are always wanting to diminish yourself so that you might fall in the level of their light.
We spoke about this earlier, and what I came to understand from this sort of example that you're making now is we feel like we stay for the good of it.
Sure.
Or at least we tell ourselves that it's for the good of it, for the loyalty, so that I'm not a sellout in this regard. If I start jump with you, you might jump, buddy.
Yeah.
But you can't keep up. My endurance is longer than yours. But because we started together, I'm gonna be like, Elias will come along, guys. I'm trying. Meanwhile, I'm already where the clouds are. Those guys, we call them clouds in the gym. So I'm on cloud level right now. But you are still trying. But I'm staying with you because you are my friend.
Yeah.
We are loyal to one another. I'm not going to be a sellout. And is that really justified? I feel like that we need to understand the reasons why we also stay in these suffocating situations.
Sure.
Because that is where we stifle ourselves. Because we think, you know what? I won't have. Let's come find to calf. How dare I leave my friend behind and go and flourish thrive on that wave. Because me, I'm an eagle.
Yeah.
And you are a chicken. I'm not disrespecting the fact that you are a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken and eagles can be friends. We both have feathers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'll just fly higher.
Sure.
But we need to learn where to meet and respect each other's capacity to grow in that right.
When we come back from the break, we'll be talking about, how it is to you have to learn the art of breaking away, but still, being level and being understanding towards the other people's situation.
Look, we can still learn from one another as well.
Of course.
So break away constructively.
Yes. 07142595777, the SMS and WhatsApp line.
with my baby. And that was just one of those songs where if you are in it, you are in it to win it. Definitely a feel-good song, I think. She is doing well. She is thriving. She is coming out of the chicken stock. She is finding her way and very well at that. So what do you have for us, E?
I think you're being biased, with the chicken and eagle story. But nonetheless.
Listen, I like to think of myself as an eagle.
Okay.
However, I may be wrong.
It's all good. I think I love Lady Zama, looking back to her first song, which was not even commercialized. There's a song that she has with an underground DJ by the name of DJ Tactic. Very, very beautiful song. And I wonder why it didn't make it to
But this
the big
underground
charts.
stock, that is the type
The
of things
originals.
of, yes.
The
It
originals.
has that, and somehow they don't always get to the surface.
They never. But she made her way. She fought. She She actually worked hard to be where she is at the moment. 0714259577. Before we bring a conclusion to the topic today, let me just make mention of all the SMSs that you guys have brought in. Starting off here, this one just simply says, "Good afternoon, KYC team. What a topic." And I think I am an eagle.
Yes.
I thought everyone was going to think
Hello.
that. I think that I'm an eagle because I am one that loves exploring and I really work hard.
Yeah. You know what's the difficulty, and I think I'm also adding to that, is being a chicken is not a bad thing.
Sure.
I just feel like we all want to be soaring in the sky because it looks manat. But at the same time, there's joy in being a chicken. Some of us might not know what it is, but there is a joy. But that brings back to what you were saying earlier, is understand your role on this earth. Understand your role in this life, the universe, whatever you want to refer to. And sort of run with that, lean with that, and rock with that.
True.
True.
Good afternoon, KYC. Thank you so very much for the song that just played. What was that? Lady Zama?
Yes.
My baby? All right. So someone is loving that track. All right. Here's another one that says, "Hi, Cola Pops." I guess you can't run away from it now,
Yes.
Can't. Hi, Cola Pops. Joe, long time girl. Nice to hear your voice again. And love you, Cola Pops. This comes from D in Boulder. Who's
Hi, D.
Do you
My
know D?
lovey D.
D can be anything, huh? Dintle.
Ding
Duncan.
dong. But thanks for the love, D. Thank
Sure.
you for the love.
Mosef, now when we come to the conclusion of this topic, I think the conclusion was actually in the beginning. The conclusion is in the story itself.
It is in itself.
That
yes.
in finding yourself and understanding who you really are, it will drive you to who and whom you hang out with. I particularly, and I always say this, I don't have a lot of friends. And
Yeah.
it's a choice that I've made long time ago. I don't hang out with a lot of people. I love people. I love and I know a lot of people, but I choose not to hang out with a lot of people because you understand the influence that other people have on you.
Yeah.
And if it's not yours, then, why waste the time being in that environment that would possibly take you nowhere?
I think that's a good point. However, I feel like even if you are on your own, you are paralyzed probably by your upbringings. Let's say, for example, you are a golfer in a house full of soccer players.
Sure.
You're going to want to kick a golf ball.
But
You
yet again,
understand?
it's the environment that you find yourself
Exactly,
in.
but not so much. Even if you are by yourself, I
Yeah.
feel like it's the state of mind. Also, get your mind right. Understand who you
There we
are.
go. True.
Understand your capabilities
True.
and your desires.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a very spiritual person, so I believe in aligning yourself with what you are destined for. So understand that, and you move forward from there. Because even if you are in a situation where people are bringing you down or not sort of boosting you in that regard, to say, ons weet jy gaan groot is, maar ons gaan jou minag. Same way as these chickens knew that this eagle, big flames, yet they were pulling him, they were hiding his identity from him because they knew that he's capable of something greater. So even if that is the situation, you are still able to overcome that, because once he saw the eagle in the sky, he was like, ding dong, that's where I'm supposed to be at.
You recognize. And I think it's an inborn thing, like you said. You'll always recognize where you need to be and with whom you need to be.
Yes.
But sometimes, because out of emotions, you sometimes want to feel guilty for leaving the crew.
You
because
are not
you're
a
being,
sellout.
Yeah, because of
Yes.
not being a sellout. But let me leave you with this. Earl Nightingale says, "Don't let the fear of the time it will take to accomplish something stand in the way of your doing it. the time will pass anyway.
Yeah.
We might just as well put that passing time to the best possible use.
That is very dynamic, actually. And it takes a lot of time to understand. But I think in general, what I will end off with saying is introspection is one of my keywords of life. Understand who you are as a person, understand your talents, how you can maximize that. Understand when you are speaking your mind and when you are wasting your mind. That's all what it is.
We're out of here. 2 to 3 again tomorrow between the hours of 2 to 3.
Yes, man. The hour of the young. Lean with it, rock with it, KYC.
What an 8.